Siri came out in 2011. Alexa launched in 2014. We've had over a decade of AI assistants, and yet none of them can remember what you told them yesterday. None of them can message you first. None of them can actually do things on your computer. But an open source project called Clawdbot can do all of this and more. Here are 10 powerful things it can do that Siri simply cannot. Remember everything you tell it. Let's start with the most obvious one, memory. Every time you talk to Siri, you're starting from zero. It has no idea you asked about flight prices last week. It doesn't know your favorite restaurant. It can't remember that you told it you're allergic to shellfish. Clawdbot has persistent memory. When you tell it something, it actually remembers. If you mentioned you have a meeting on Friday, it knows. If you told it your partner's birthday is next month, it won't forget. This sounds basic, but it completely changes how you interact with an AI. Think about a real human assistant. They build up knowledge about you over time. They learn your preferences, they remember context from previous conversations. Clawdbot does the same thing. Siri, after 13 years, still cannot. Message you first. Here's where Clawdbot gets interesting. It doesn't just respond to you, it can reach out first. You can set up stock alerts that notify you when a price hits a target, weather warnings before you leave for work, news monitoring for topics you care about, important email notifications that actually matter, calendar prep the night before a big meeting. One user has Clawdbot send them a daily briefing every morning at 9. Today's calendar, open tasks sorted by priority, and anything that needs immediate attention, all delivered to their phone before they even ask. Siri waits for you to summon it. Clawdbot can be proactive. It's the difference between a secretary who only speaks when spoken to, and one who taps you on the shoulder when something important happens. Actually, do things on your computer. This is the big one. Clawdbot can take action. Most AI assistants are glorified search engines. They give you information, and that's it. Clawdbot can fill out forms, send emails, move files, launch programs, control your browser, execute terminal commands, even write and run code. One user had Clawdbot help them buy a car, not just research cars, actually navigate websites, fill out forms, and complete a real purchase in the real world. Another user automated their entire grocery shopping, weekly meal plan, add regulars, book delivery slot, confirm order. No special APIs, just browser control. This is what we were promised AI assistants would do. Clawdbot actually delivers. Manage your email. Like a pro, email is where Clawdbot really shines. It can read your inbox, understand context, and take action. One user got Clawdbot to unsubscribe from hundreds of unwanted emails. Another uses it to politely decline recruiter messages on LinkedIn. Someone else had their Clawdbot accidentally start a dispute with an insurance company because it misinterpreted their response. The AI wrote such a compelling argument that the company reopened a previously rejected case. Think of Clawdbot as a personal secretary who actually reads your mail. You can ask questions like, "Show me all emails from my bank this month," or draft a response to that meeting invite saying, "I can make it, but need to leave early." The AI handles it. Your inbox zero dreams are finally possible. Track your finances naturally. Here's a use case that surprised me. One user does plain text accounting with a tool called Ledger. They have over 7,800 transactions going back to mid-2023, all of it queryable through a text message. Quick reminder, if you're finding this helpful, that subscribe button helps us make more videos like this. Now, back to Clawdbot. They can message Clawdbot asking how much did I spend on food last month. The AI runs the right query on their finance files and returns the answer. No app needed, no interface to navigate, just a question and an answer. Think of it like having an accountant in your pocket. This works because Clawdbot has skills, small plugins that teach it how to use specific tools. The finance skill knows where the journal files are and how to query them. You could build similar skills for any tool you use. Control your smart home. Smart home integration is another area where Clawdbot excels. You can connect it to Home Assistant, the popular open-source home automation platform. Instead of learning specific voice commands or navigating apps, you just describe what you want. Turn off the lights in the living room. Set the thermostat to 68 when I leave. Close the garage door if it's been open for more than 30 minutes. It's like having a butler who understands plain English instead of memorizing magic words. Clawdbot handles complex conditional logic that would make Alexa's head spin. It remembers your preferences from previous conversations. And it runs locally, so your smart home data stays private. No corporate servers listening to your every request. Run and manage servers. For the technical users out there, Clawdbot can manage servers. One user runs NixOS and has a skill that knows their config structure. They can SSH in and make changes through natural conversation. They'll message add a new container for X, and Clawdbot edits the Nix config, commits the changes, and runs the rebuild command. They've modified their server configuration from their phone while walking around. No laptop needed, no terminal open, just a text message. Think of it as having a system administrator on call 24/7, except this admin works for free and never complains about being texted at midnight. This kind of access would terrify security teams at most companies. But for personal servers and home labs, it's incredibly powerful. Work across every messaging app. Unlike Siri, which only exists on Apple devices, Clawdbot lives in whatever apps you already use. WhatsApp, Telegram, Discord, Slack, Signal, iMessage, Microsoft Teams, even Matrix. You don't have to convince your friends to switch apps. You don't have to learn a new interface. If your team lives in Slack, Clawdbot joins your workspace. If you prefer Telegram, that's where your AI lives too. The system even handles group chats intelligently. You can add Clawdbot to a group, and it only responds when you tag it directly. No awkward interruptions when people are having normal conversations. Build its own new abilities. Here's something wild. Clawdbot can teach itself new skills. One user asked their Clawdbot to make a video using Sora. The AI came back 5 minutes later, having figured out watermark removal, API keys, and built a complete workflow from scratch. Another user had Clawdbot set up a proxy to route their Copilot subscription as an API endpoint. It's like hiring an employee who trains themselves on the job. The AI can install new skills from the community marketplace. It can write custom scripts to accomplish tasks. It can even create entirely new capabilities that didn't exist before. The fact that Clawdbot can keep building upon itself just by talking to it is remarkable. The future that's already here. Let me zoom out. 2026 is being called the year of personal AI agents, and Clawdbot shows us what that future looks like. Some users are running multiple Clawdbot instances across different machines. One person has 3 agents on 3 separate devices that can SSH into each other and debug problems when something breaks. That's approaching what people call almost AGI territory. The really exciting part is that this is all open source. Anyone can contribute skills, fix bugs, or suggest improvements. The community has already built over 40 skills, and new features land almost daily. If you want to learn more about AI assistance and what's possible, check out our video on Clawdbot's setup and architecture. I'll link it right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, the AI assistant you were promised a decade ago finally exists. It's just not made by Apple or Google. It's made by the open source community.